Welcome back to Michigan Storm Chasers YouTube channel. I am Ryan. In today's video, we're going to dive into the current system working through, also take a peek into lake effect snow, give our forecast, and also keep you guys updated on a potential system moving through for your Sunday and Monday time frame. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right on in. So, starting with today, we have a system working through Tuesday, New Year's Eve, December 30th. We have a rain snow mix across portions of south central Michigan. Depending on your temperatures, it could be snow, it could be rain. It's going to vary across the area, but overall accumulation and impacts will be quite minor in nature. Go ahead and run the model here. Again, you see that rain snow mix across much of the state. It'll continue, likely changing over to snow later we get into the day. But as it does so, it'll shift out of the region. And then behind it, our winds turn northwesterly. And then concern for lake effect snow continues as our system moves off into Canada and Pennsylvania areas. So this system that's over us currently this afternoon and evening will be out of here by the overnight time frame by Wednesday morning. For those of you in lake effect prone areas, there'll be lake effect snow beginning late tonight, early tomorrow morning. In terms of our forecast accumulation totals, we are looking at the model here first. We do see accumulations here of 1 to 2 or perhaps 3 inches from about the thumb of Michigan, from Sanilac County down through about Eaton County in the Lansing area. So that's going to be the highest concern here, based on the latest model as of 16Z, which is 11 o'clock this morning. That's the model time frame. We do have a forecast out for this time period that we posted yesterday. And we did see that little swath there of 1 to 3 from about the Sanilac County area back through Eaton County. So our forecast still looks to be pretty much on track there. And then around that 1 to 3 aqua zone, we have a trace to 2 zone. So you could see anywhere from just wet snowflakes to perhaps a dusting, maybe up to an inch or two of accumulation if you're lucky. Probably closer to the aqua zones for those, closer to 2 inches. But overall accumulations will be quite minor in nature. Up in the UP as well, trace to 2 as the lake effect snow begins during the day on Tuesday. We had to add that in, but more is coming for you guys up there. We'll get to that here in a second. Initial timing, heaviest of snow will be pretty much from now through the early evening hours. And as such, we did do a traffic forecast today. Overall, yellow, medium impacts. Could get some snow-covered roadways across the yellow areas there. We did highlight a few places in red just because, A, it's a more of a populated area and also known to have some incidents occur with the snowfall. So we get slick roadways, could definitely have some hazardous travel. So definitely be advised there in the Lansing area and perhaps up in the thumb where, a couple higher elevated areas could accumulate a few inches of snow, and it could also slick up roadways. But overall, shouldn't be too big of a deal for your evening commute tonight. All right. With that being said, let's go to the future. We do have the system moving out. Let's go back to the NAM. Let's go to the HRRR model, 12Z. Let's go ahead and switch this over here to our Midwest view, Great Lakes view, actually. I know a lot of you guys up there in the Keweenaw Peninsula tell us we got to change our zone here so we can look at Michigan a little better. So here we go. Looking at the precip depiction through the afternoon today, there it goes off to the east. Notice here how lake effect snow begins to pick up intensity here. Let's go ahead and take this full screen for you guys. We'll go ahead and get the banner off the top of the screen, and we'll go ahead and roll the scroller. So here we go with lake effect snow beginning as early as Wednesday morning for our West Michigan areas. These brighter bands that you see are going to be the main concern. This lake effect snow event will likely continue for several days. Yes, several days. Will it be snowing in all these places for 5 days straight? No, it'll be off and on. But the winds will shift out of the northwest here. We see the isobars positioned from northwest to southeast. That is your wind direction. We're over these warm lake waters of Michigan and also Superior. That's going to drive the temperature difference and crank up the lake effect bands. The models only go out to Thursday morning currently, but as we look at the model here for accumulation, there's today's snow we talked about there for Tuesday and Tuesday evening. Then anything after that will be the lake effect snow. We see the typical lake effect prone areas here across West Michigan, northern lower, and also up there in the UP from about Sault Ste. Marie, Munising, back through Marquette, all the way over here toward Ironwood and Houghton areas. You guys have the highest concern here for, I'm going to say this lightly, significant accumulation when all is said and done. Through Thursday, we're already seeing accumulation up here in portions of the UP, close to a foot of snow on the table here, and also seeing some banding start to take shape here in southwest Michigan toward the Grand Rapids, Kalamazoo areas. we definitely could get localized bands of a foot or more of snow between that Wednesday and Saturday or even Sunday time frame here. This is a long duration event. The model only stops here at Thursday. We have a couple more days to go. We could be talking about 18 plus inches of snow. Wouldn't be shocked to see 2 feet, especially up there in the UP in places that typically get hit hard with lake effect snow. So as a result, we did a first call forecast for you guys yesterday, or actually this morning. We made it last night though. We're going to update it tomorrow, which is going to be Wednesday. So expect another updated forecast for you guys. We're going with 7 to 12 up in the Grand Marais, Sault Ste. Marie, Newberry area. We see a pretty thin swath there of 7 to 12 plus inches. And then further to the west, they were going 5 to 9, definitely could get higher amounts. We hashed the red areas there, both in the western UP, but also northern lower for looking for higher amounts possible. Switching down here to the LP, we are seeing a 5 to 9 zone up in northwestern lower, likely going to have a lot higher totals when all said and done. We're going conservative just because models don't, fully go out past that Thursday morning time frame. Excuse me. But we do think that the environment will support higher accumulations. So we just went ahead and added the hatched area without getting too specific just yet. Further to the south here, we have a wide zone of 1 to 3 in aqua. Notice we did highlight West Michigan in a zone, we call it a blue zone, the hatched area for 2 to 4 plus. Note the plus. That is because models last night and also looking at the data didn't really support significant accumulations. There's a few dynamics missing, so to speak. We want to see those come together to get a bigger lake effect snow event. So we went conservative. Could I say very conservative with 1 to 3 there in Western Michigan? We definitely are going to see higher amounts than 1 to 3. We're going to have to upgrade some areas tomorrow should trends continue. But we did highlight the West Michigan zone for 2 to 4 plus updates in the future outlooks. So other than that, trace to 1 further to the east and also in the thumb as lake effect snow bands could push inwards or inland and also affect, some portions of the state. But overall accumulation should be quite minor in the white zones. With that being said, this is going to run for about 5 days from Wednesday to Sunday. And then as we move into Sunday, our next system of interest is modeled to come through. It's going back to the European here. So this is a European model. United States look here at systems, precip, and rain. Go ahead and run this through the time frame. There's our system for today, Tuesday. We see lake effect response there. Again, global models like the European don't really do a good job on lake effect snow. So it does have it kind of bare here where snow will be falling during the day on Thursday. Just keep that in mind. What we're going to pay attention to as we move to the weekend is this energy piece out here on the West Coast. This is going to move inland here into the Colorado area. And as we get into the Sunday, we're going to see it develop here as this moisture takes shape. And bam, there's your system that takes shape with rain on the south side, snow on the north side. Where this system tracks is going to be the big question. Currently, on both global models, it's kind of leaning toward a middle solution where it just kind of tracks along the Ohio Valley, Ohio River Valley area through Kentucky or Tennessee, which would bring snow to places like Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio. But Michigan for us here, we're not really seeing much of any impacts with this storm. Will it change? Yes, it will. We're still 6, 7 days away from this, so do not lock in a forecast just yet. It's just a system to watch as we move this through the time frame. This is again Sunday evening. We're going to see that snow staying to our south, just off to our south here for places like Indianapolis, Dayton area. So we'll watch that closely. We're going to keep an eye on this on a daily update. So I'll continue to show you guys this as we do these daily videos here on YouTube. But if you are a snow lover, the active pattern continues into the mid part of January, as well as our cold. We did a video yesterday explaining January in complete detail. Feel free to go back and watch that. But other than snow chances, it will be very cold into that mid-January timeframe. So if you're a snow lover in Southeast Michigan, you are still getting shafted, so to speak, in terms of this lake effect event. But we do have some eyes on some synoptic systems that could bring snowfall to you guys over there on the east side. With that being said, I will end the video on a couple of shout outs here to our sponsors. I want to first highlight our own Patreon. We do have a Patreon. We do these advanced forecasts as well as localized zoomed in maps for you guys in terms of snowfall and stuff like that. We do them daily, sometimes twice a day. So feel free to subscribe to our Patreon. It helps us maintain full-time operations here and also gives you more insight and more detail into the Michigan active, or should I say unpredictable Michigan weather as we move into this active pattern. Patreon.com/Michigan Storm Chasers. Link is also in the description if you want a direct link to click. As always, we have sponsors as well to help maintain our operations here. I'm going to give a shout out today to Cats Roofing and Siding, based out of the Potterville, Lansing areas. They do roofing, siding, window, and gutter needs across a good portion of South Central Michigan. Number to call is 517-485-9886. Feel free to give them a call if you need some home improvement needs. Tell them MSC sent you. They would appreciate that, as would we. I will catch you guys on tomorrow's video for an update on your forecast for lake effect and also that weekend system that may impact us here in Michigan.